from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck. Hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack. Starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack. Produced by Barry Laminack. Directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
Test 1, 2, 3. Mother. Hey, it's working. Hey. All right, check 1, 2, 3. I knew that was going to be the fucking problem. Hey, let's try that again.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck. Hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack. Starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack. Produced by Barry Laminack. Directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. Surprise! I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. This is episode number 960 fucking whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello, hi, how are you? Glad you're here. All of the good things and stuff and shenanigans. Hello, good to see you, ladies and gentlemen, and others. I think, though, we check those boxes, don't we? Let me move this over here so I can see a little better. Just wanted to try to get this bad boy fixed, and I did it. I'm feeling good. Yes. Hold on. Let me click that. There we go. Feeling good. Not outside in this goddamn heat. I'll tell you that much. That feels nice. I went for a walk today. I know. The doctor said I had to walk. Doctor's orders. He said the two things I had to do after finding crapola in my heart was I had to go for a walk. He's like, I just want you to walk 30 minutes a day and just take 2 baby aspirin a week. Just 1 baby aspirin twice. 1 baby aspirin twice a week. That's it. That's all I want you to do. And I was like, I can do that. I can do that. Astros playing right now? They sure in the frick are. Yeah, we got this a little it's a Donnybrook. Well, not really. Astros up 9-1 right now. I should put that on the screen. I could do that. I could keep you guys abreast of the sitch. I can do that. I can make that easy so you have it on screen. I can make that happen. In fact, let's do this. Let's have some fun with it. Let's go to overlays. add a web browser. Let's see. Add a browser. There's the URL. Okay. Hopefully this bitch will refresh periodically. Oh, no, we don't want audio. Nope. Definitely don't want the audio. What we do want is chop this up, though. I'm going to put the score on here for you guys. How about that? Would that be cool? Ma? Yeah, I would. Bet you'd like that. What happens when I do this? Let's see here. Is that number 1? No, that's number 4. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Well, then I'll just make that number 1. Okay. So, let's crop this hoe. Let's crop it. Crop it real good. I'm gonna do this for you guys. I didn't realize they were playing today. I thought, oh no, you know what I did know? Because Nora and I had a discussion about how shitty her drive was going to be on the way home today. Because she works in the med center. And that sucks. That really sucks. Oh, that's tiny. That's what she said. Shut up. Yeah, we don't like that. Let's do this. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, Wednesday games are travel days, so always a day game. Are they always a day game? There's some night games. Some nights it can be I mean, some days they're whatevers. I would put the little whatevers for you, but I could get fancy with it. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll make this score bug super fancy for you. But yeah, they're mostly, you're right, Donna. I'm being cantankerous. They're mostly travel days. You are correct. You is correct. Let's see. Let's add that. And that. And that. Oh, Lordy. Lordy. Okay. So here we got a busy show today. We got things to discuss that we didn't get to yesterday, including got to talk a little bit. We didn't do our Happy Gilmore discussion yesterday, and I promised CC that we would wait and get it in today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get our Happy Gilmore discussion in today. That'll be first. And then we're going to talk about this Christian Wilkins thing going on with the Raiders. Well, not going on. He was released by the Raiders. And I want to talk about it because it was kind of shocking. I mean, I guess a little bit. It's a wild story if you hadn't heard about it. Basically, he kissed a fella on the head in the locker room. And that didn't sit well with that fella. And it's not the only reason they say that they released him. They say it's not the reason that they released him. But that kiss on the forehead rubbed some folks the wrong way, including the fella that he kissed. So we'll dive into that a little bit. I would love to. I wish I would have thought well in advance. I would have invited my boy Indy Kalu on to have this discussion with us, get his thoughts on the matter, but I didn't do that. But he would have been a good resource to have for this discussion. Also, we'll talk a little bit about, we'll do some updates on the MLB trade deadline. We'll talk about one Skip Bayless, and we'll do the Happy Gilmore stuff. So that is the plan for today. Let me see real quick, though, here. I'm just trying to make this score look better for you guys. So that it's easier to read. Because your phones are small, your screens are tiny. So I want you to be able to see it. That should do. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Let's see. I might just do that. That should work. Let's get rid of that and do that. Oh, did a whole ass thing. Didn't need to do that. That was a little much. I didn't need to do that. My wife said my screen is big enough. Shut up. Oh. Captain Pope, thank you for the 300 bits. Great question. Didn't see that. I'll figure that out. And Memesters, thank you for resubscribing for 41 months. Oh my God, that's a long ass time. 41 months is craziness. Mimi had a great question though. She says, oh, what the frick did I do here? Hold on. I have screwed this up royally. I have screwed this up. What the shit did I do? Oh. There we go. That's what I fucked up. Okay. Yeah, that's what. Hey, what up, Cisco? What up, Total Dallas? Will Shannon be touched on? News today officially not returning to ESPN. All he did was settle a civil case. Sometimes that's all it takes. Like, unfortunately, and we'll get to it. Let's get to some other things, but I think it's a worthwhile topic we can delve into. Because I don't think it's so cut and dry. You know what I mean? But I think it's worth talking about for several reasons. But let's dive into it. And but let's get to some of these other things first. Like, what the I have no idea. Oh. That's what's up. I was like, what the shit is going on here? Well, what the shit is going on here? All right, so again, I'm trying to get this score bug fixed for you guys so that you can just at least see the score on your screen. So you just have an idea of what's going on. Capiche? There we go. That should help a little. There. That better? Yay! We did it, fam. We did it. I think that looks a little better. I like that. I can roll with that. Yep. Y'all know me. My perfectionism is going to just kill me on this shit. So I'm going to leave it be after this. So let's start with, hey, bad for the Disney brand, I guess. 100% facts on that. You know damn well Disney's not going to be like, oh, well, it's whatever, I guess. Glad you settled. They're going to be like, hell no. All right, middle of the seventh, Astros up 9-1. Good win last night for the boys. Let me close this out. Don't want too much stuff running. So, tons to do. Trying to think, did I have any updates for you from the old Purse Live? I don't believe so. Let's jump into our sports headlines, get those out of the way, and then we'll get to crack-a-lackin'. I do have the trade tracker going. There's been some movement that we need to get into. I'll be watching all of the trade machines online. So if anything happens, hopefully I'll catch it and we can discuss, especially if your Houston Astros or whoever your team is, maybe it's your, July 30th, where Astros Twins Correa talk stands. This is interesting because I scolded a buddy of mine for bringing this up. While the Astros have interest in Twin shortstop Carlos Correa, and there has been dialogue on a potential trade, the sides are far apart at the moment and no deal is close, sources tell ESPN. This was as of July 30. I thought there's no way in hell. Here's the thing on that. Something's got to give, right? I mean, Pena's almost back. So surely what that would mean is if Correa comes back, he's playing third base. That's got to be what that means. So, no, Ponch said if they bring him back, are they shipping Pena? No. God, no. No. You don't ship out Pena with all that team control. No way. What you would do is, and look, remember back when Correa was on the rise, but like Pena's age, there was discussions of moving Correa to third base because of his frame. Remember, shortstops usually are a little smaller in stature. Manny Machado was a shortstop. Do you recall that? Manny Machado was a shortstop. Let me make sure that I'm 1,000% right on this. But he started off as a shortstop and was moved to third base because of his frame. And again, big dude, right? I mean, he's 6'2", 218. So again, Carlos Correa is 6'3", 220. Doesn't seem like that big of a dude. Machado seems much bigger. Correa's an inch taller and weighs 2 more pounds. Not that Jeremy Pena's a small guy. Pena's 6'1", 202. So a little shorter, weighs less, a little more nimble. So if you're moving anybody to third, it's going to be Carlos Correa. And for example, Alex Rodriguez is the perfect example of who this is. Alex Rodriguez started as a shortstop, but just has the frame of a third baseman. Just looked it up. Alex Rodriguez, 6'3", 230. I just told you. Carlos Correa, 6'3", 220. He's built like a third baseman. And that was the discussion way back in the day when he was with the Astros and at the point in his career where Jeremy Pena currently is. Is it the end of the world that Carlos Correa plays third base? No, it's not. The bigger question is, what does he do to the Astros payroll, luxury tax implications, and what is it going to cost you in return? My guess is that I don't know what the Twins' needs are. Let's see. Twins trade deadline needs. Let's see. Twins trade deadline primer. Oh, go away, pop-ups. Twins top trade candidates: Harrison Bader, Danny Columba, Willie Castro, who's a utility guy who the Astros have been talking about. Yohan Duran, Christian Vasquez, Trevor Larnick, others to watch. Correa's not even on the list. And the Twins just picked up a catching prospect for Chris Paddock from Detroit. So I don't know what specifically their needs are. Let's see. Is it Twins? They'll take any organizational catching depth it can get at this point, but this looks like pretty much like a salary dump. That was the Chris Paddock trade. So obviously, I guess desperate for a catcher. So you wonder if they were like, "Hey, we want Yiner," and it was like Astros are like, "Nah, we're not doing that." That would be a guess, but I can't seem to find what they want, and that's going to tell you like what they're asking for and why it's being reported that they're so far apart. Why is this not backing up here? Twins office, straddle the fence. Twins closers. Let's see. So they really just has who they're interested in trading. But yeah, I mean, if I really thought when I saw that it was crazy that Correa would even be a thought in the Astros' mind. But you know what? Maybe, just maybe, that's why, if you recall, let me see if I can pull up my Fubo and play. Oh, I deleted it. Fuck! I shouldn't have deleted it. My bad. When Dana Brown was on the broadcast 2 nights ago, they brought him into the Astros broadcast. They asked him about trades. And they were like, well, can you tell us? And he goes, well, I can't mention any, but some of the names that we're going after, I think would make Astros fans really happy. Maybe this was it. Because I was looking at the list and I'm like, I don't know that the average Astros fan, because you have to remember, outside of you guys in this chat and some other hardcore Astros fans that stupidly don't watch this show, most of the Astros fans are just casuals. They're bandwagony casuals that don't know shit really about this team or the players. And I'm like, I just like the colors. Like, orange and navy is so pretty. And so they don't really they don't understand, like, if you gave them a list of the top 50 potential trade candidates in baseball, they would just look at that and be like, yeah, what? I don't know these guys. But then they would see like Correa and be like, oh my God, yes. Trade everybody for him. Not knowing if it would be a detriment to this team, not knowing, the ramifications of it. So maybe that's what he meant by make Astros fans happy. Who knows? But I'm seeing right now 253. Good Lord, this is way behind. Yeah, this is way behind. Let me pull up MLB trade rumors. On Wednesday, the rumor mill started turning early the news that the Houston Astros are considering a union with Correa. Reported by Bob Nightingale. Correa spent the first years, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was squashed. All right, so hold on. Let's see. MLB I don't know why I didn't go here first. MLBTradeRumors.com. Astros interested in Dylan Cease. We talked about that yesterday. Where's the frickin' tracker for this at? This site has a good tracker. Tools. Trade deadline, Outlook series, free agent list. There we go. Contract transaction tracker. Let's see. Oh, shit. Nope, that ain't it. All right. Yeah, that ain't it. Okay. Well, fuck them. It's got the top stories over here, but not the actual trades. That's all right. It's all right. 'Tis okay. So I got Spot Track up. We'll look at contract sitches. In fact, let's pull up Correa, who's trending, by the way. Correa is due $37 million this year. The Astros have about $5 million left before they hit the luxury tax. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to sound crazy. Now, look, don't at me, hoes, okay? Don't at me. Let me just pull something up here real quick. You guys are going to freak the fuck out when I say this.
Heck yeah!
Hey, Alec. What up, pimp? Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. Alec, thank you for resubscribing for 23 months. How about it, baby? So Jim Crane does not want to get into the luxury tax, but he does love his stars, and he does love, making the it would be a big coup for him to get Correa for a fan base that right now, quite frankly, is a bit apathetic, to say the least. Now, there is the luxury tax thing, right? There is the possibility. And I don't know if they would do this, if this would be a dump or a sign and trade or what. Because I don't know that the Twins would necessarily do this. But no, there's no way that they would do it. They're 12 back. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Because you're bringing in. So here's the deal. Let me see how far away the Astros are from the tax. Because the way this works is when you hit they have 1.2 million in tax space. So whatever you send out, you free up, but then whatever you bring back, and it's the remainder of their salary, right? So it's whatever's left on the season. So if let's just use round numbers. If their salary was $1 million and there's 25% left in the season, $250,000 goes towards your team salary towards the competitive balance tax. So that would mean that, if you bring in like a Carlos Correa, you're bringing in a lot. Like I'm doing it right now. Let's do this. Hold on. The Spot Track has a trade machine thing. Let me see here. Let's do this together. There we go. So, Minnesota send to Houston. And you see the 10 million acquires 2025. They're sending 10 million. Got it? He's due 33. That's his total salary. And then you've got like their prospects and whatnot. That's why Willie Castro was, something that was doable for the most part. Because Correa's salary or payroll was $36 million for the year, but he's only due $10.9 million. So the Astros, you look up and down here, what do you got? You've got $1 million free. Again, if I duplicate this and show you, if we go over here to teams and down to Astros, you can clearly see they have $1.22 million in tax space. So if you're bringing in anybody, unless you're moving another salary, yeah, casuals do run the world. You are right. You are 1,000% right on that, Total Dallas, unfortunately. Especially the sports world. Casuals do run the sports world. So, but I mean, you can see like Altuve's luxury tax thing is $25 million, right? And then over here on the trade machine, let's say you're going to trade Altuve, it's only $8 million now. Okay. I was going to say, what if you sent Fromber in the deal? Fromber's a free agent after this year. But really, the Twins have no incentive to do that because they're not renting a pitcher 12 games out. And so they're like, why the hell would we want to do that? Unless they know they can lock him up long term. Fromber is going to hit the free agent market. Period. He has no reason not to at this point. So the Astros are pretty much going to lose Fromber unless they want to match his salaries and whatnot. But, let's see. Yeah, here we go. But Fromber is on the last year of his deal, and he is an unrestricted free agent. Yeah, I know, ASA. I'm just trying to make this math work. That's what I was saying. I was just like, how does this work? So I don't, that's why I'm saying, like, when my buddy posted, he was like, Correa's not in the game. Correa to the Astros. I was like, stop it. But then I saw the rumors. And I was like, well, this doesn't make sense financially for an owner who is so averse to the luxury tax. Like that, what are you going to do? How do you make this money work? Because Fromber makes a lot of money. He doesn't make the most, but he's certainly in the top 5. Well, you're not moving Altuve, Walker, Alvarez, or Josh Hader. You're not doing that. So he made the next most sense. Are you moving Lance? If I'm I don't want Lance if I'm the Twins. So I don't know how you make this money work. You've got multiple people you would have to give up. But look at all this money that's left on these contracts. It ain't much. There's just no way to make this money work, especially when you consider what Correa is owed for the rest of the year compared to everybody else. And then he's signed through 2032. Hey, Anthony, thanks for subscribing, man. Much love to you, pimp. I don't know why that don't fire off, man. I really don't know why. I have the alert set. This some bitch, it pisses me off. I don't know why it don't work. It just pisses me off, bro. But thank you for subscribing. Much love to you. Much love to everybody on Twitch and YouTube for, I don't know why the alerts are such assholes. They make me so mad, man. I need to get back on Stream Elements and figure out why people that subscribe to the channel on Stream Elements aren't coming through. I don't know, man. Mets just made an awful deal, ASA said. Let me look at the trade tracker. Oh my God. Listen, CBS, if I wanted to see ads, I would not have an ad blocker, you jackass. All right, let me see. Here is, oh, we're just going to do this. Let's go over here. Here's a CBS trade tracker. They have a pretty decent trade tracker. I'm going to put up Yahoo's trade tracker. ESPN hasn't updated theirs. Well, they updated it at 1:53 Eastern. That's not good. That's way behind. Ain't way behind. Here's MLB trade rumors. And we'll stick with that for now. All right, so CBS, yeah, of course. Thanks for the big ass ad, you fuck faces. Excuse my language, guys. And of course, I can't hide it. Oh my God, I hate you. Go away. Jesus Christ. Why don't you take up the whole half of the screen, CBS, with ads, dumb fucks? All right, here's the latest. So the Mets have acquired Tyler Rogers. You can't even see it. It's so small. Let me zoom in here. And make this wider. I don't know why it's so tiny. She said that. There we go. That's a little better. Now you guys should be able to see that a little better. So Mets acquire. Oh, why is it like that? That's very strange. Let's hit refresh. You know what? Fuck CBS. I'm sick of your shit. Get out of here. Let's go to Yahoo. God damn. Oh my God. This is driving me crazy. So the Twins about to deal their closer. Okay. Phillies and Red Sox are among many teams prominently in the Duran deal. Dodgers are among teams engaged with the Twins for their closer. Yeah, see, I just want the deals. I don't want the rumors. Just give me the damn deals. So here we go. Mets acquire Tyler Rogers. Giants will receive Blade Tidwell, outfield prospect Drew Gilbert, and a third player. Yeah, I don't really like that deal for the Mets. Duran trade market is picking up. We saw that. Drew Gilbert's pretty decent. I don't really dig that deal. Yeah, look at that. Pre-24, he was number 29 prospect. Not a don't like it. Yeah, he was a first round pick for the Astros. They moved the Astros moved Drew Gilbert in the second time they acquired Justin Verlander. So now the Mets have flipped that for Tyler Rogers. Okay. I mean, look, he's got. Let me see his stats. Hold on. He's got a 180 ERA, but he's got a 1.6 WAR. That's not bad. But let me see here. Let's pull up his 2025. So let's see what his. And again, when you see these stats, don't just go off of ERA. Don't just go off of stuff like that. Got to use. God damn it. Let's see. Where is his? We talked about yesterday. Five splits. There we go. Where's his fielding independent pitching? That's what I want to see. Season. God dang, they don't even have it? This is not what I want. I don't want these stats, man. Get out of here. This is crazy. Oh, there we go. Well, that's not necessarily. Yeah, okay. This will help a little bit. Here's what I'm talking about. So you can see right here. Here's how you like. This is why you sometimes you got to dig a little deeper on numbers. So on the surface, you see a 180 ERA, and you're like, that guy can pitch right there. He's got a fielding independent pitching ERA of 260, which means his defense has saved him a lot. When you see an ERA higher, that's not good. That's not good at all. Batting average on balls in play is 252. That's for the season. And then you compare that to like regular batting average. Then you've got like, let's see. I mean, other things that you would look at is like ERA plus. Let's see. They don't have it on here. What have they done to this? I don't like this. There we go. Fuck. Oh, his ERA plus is good. Yeah, his ERA plus is pretty decent at 2.16. That's solid. That's really good. But the 260 fielding independent pitching is kind of weird. It seems to be like a pattern he has. Well, it's a little lower here, but 0.86 whip is good. 6.8 strikeouts per 9 innings, not great. 9.5 strikeouts to walk. That's a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. I mean, it's not terrible. It's better than I thought. His numbers are better than I thought this year. He's 4-3, no saves. So they just picked up a setup guy. That's what they did. They traded a bunch of prospects for a setup guy. Anthony Manzano said, according to Jeff Passan, Ken Roosevelt Mets are favored to get Mason Miller from the Athletics. Wow. Now that would be nasty. Jose Butto is the third player. Barry, what are your final predictions on where Edward Cabrera and Sandy Alcantara from Miami land? Dude, this deadline has been a bit crazy. Let me tell you why. So I'm based in Houston, and we just got through talking, and thanks for joining the show, Anthony. There's no way, and again, for those of you watching on Twitch as well, that are joining in and maybe not chatting, and same thing on YouTube if you're watching and not chatting, man. Thank you guys for popping in on trade deadline day. This has been a weird one for a couple of reasons. There's so many teams, one, that are on the fence whether they're buyers or sellers. There's really no marquee names. There's no like super sexy, like, I guess that's the best way to put it. There's no super sexy names, right? And then there's so many teams that it was like, well, are they going to be buyers or are they going to be sellers? Like, I'll give you a good example. Jared Duran was a name that led every list you looked at. But why would the Red Sox be sellers at this point? You know what I mean? Like, if we pull up the standings, the Red Sox are 5 back with there's 110 games played. They've got 50 games to go. I don't know how many games they have against Toronto and New York. And they haven't had Alex Bregman since May. And they're 5 games out of the division lead. I think if you would have told Boston that you're going to be 5 games out of the division lead, a half game behind the Yankees. I mean, forget the fact that Toronto went on that incredible run. But if you would have just said, you're going to be without Alex Bregman since May and a half game behind the Yankees, Boston would have been like, okay, we'll take it. Why are they sellers right now? They're a plus 68 run differential. I mean, I keep seeing lists and I keep seeing all their names and I'm like, well, salary dumps. They've got a shit ton of prospects. They've got one of the best farm systems in baseball. What is that? Why? Because they're just going to bring up all these young cats and start over. I mean, I don't know. If it were me, I'd be like, man, use some of them prospects and go get some of these cats that are on the market that can help you overtake the Yankees in Toronto. Because the AL in general, especially after the Tigers went into the shitter, the Tigers just kind of were the cream of the crop for a while, but the Yankees have no pitching. The Tigers have kind of faltered after the All-Star break. Toronto's surged, but I expect them to come back down to earth. The Astros have been riddled with injuries, and the slipper didn't fit Cinderella eventually. I mean, the AL is ripe for the picking by any number of teams. So, I mean, for God's sakes, the Rangers are still in it. Their pitching is absurdly good, but people have them as sellers. And I'm like, why? Why are they sellers? They have allowed 377 runs. That's crazy. Go get some bats. 377 runs. There's not even close. There's nobody even close to them in baseball as far as runs allowed. Nobody close. Milwaukee is the next closest as far as runs allowed. 412. I'm sorry, Kansas City 411. That's crazy. Just go get some offense. That's the problem with Kansas City. They can't score. 392 runs. The AL is ripe for the picking. Why would Boston be a seller? I mean, Boston's lost 51 games. The Astros have lost 47, and they're a division leader. Seattle has lost 51, and they're second place. If anything, Boston's firmly in the wild card hunt. It's New York and Boston in the wild card, Seattle, and then Texas is a game back. Tampa is 3 games back, but people have the Astros going after Brandon Lau. And it's like, why? Why would they do that? I mean, I know why, because they're Tampa, but Cleveland's 3.5 back, for Christ's sake. I don't know. This has been a very hard, my point is, this has been a very difficult trade deadline to predict. So I don't know. It's hard enough to predict who's buying and selling. Who knows where people are going? You would have never convinced me that the Astros would have even considered Carlos Correa, that those talks would have even been on the table. But apparently they are. That's a thing now. I mean, that's a thing. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just, your guess is as good as mine, I guess. I know that's a shitty answer, but dude, what? I have no idea. But what we can do, let me see something here. My big concern, by the way, if you're an Astros fan, is that they're going to go out and do something stupid like Merrill Kelly or Zach Allen. So please don't. God, please don't. Yeah, Anthony said, I think Boston's a buyer and the seller. I think there's certain players they might trade and some players they might keep. Yeah, only reason I think they would do something like trade Bregman is if they don't think that they can do something long term with him. Oh my God, are you serious, Captain Pope? Article says Paredes could require hamstring surgery. That wouldn't surprise me with the year the Astros are having. Would not surprise me in the least. At all. Let's see what, though. Let me see what MLB trade rumor says about Cabrera and Alcantara. Let's see. Let's see if they got anything on here. Yeah, so MLB trade rumors are saying it's a tricky spot for the Marlins. They're rebuilding. Surely want to cash in on Alcantara for young talent. However, given his performance, they may not get their asking price and could decide to hold. Alcantara is under contract for next year with a $17 million salary. Current market conditions might prompt some clubs to take a chance on Sandy. Let's see. Here we go. This is as of July 30th. The Red Sox are now on the lookout for starting pitching. And that includes Sandy Alcantara. Yeah. So, Mets have shown interest in Sandy Alcantara. Padres among the teams interested in Alcantara. San Diego's interest in Alcantara comes less than 24 hours after it was reported they'd be willing to discuss fellow righty Dylan Cease with other clubs. Now, I could see that. I did see something interesting. Yep, Astros win. Let's go. I did see something interesting in that regard. And so I could see the Padres doing something like that. Where, remember when they moved Juan Soto, that's when they went out and got Dylan Cease. And so if they traded, because the rumor right now is that the Astros are really interested in Dylan Cease, and that deal might be close. And so depending on the prospects, you might see them replace Cease with Alcantara. Depending on the prospects haul that they get back. They've already added some prospect arms the Padres have. So that could be a possibility that they do something like that. that would not be surprising because the Padres a couple of times have done moves like that where they'll move a star and then replace them with a different kind of star. And they're talking about it actually. So speculatively speaking, the Padres can look to find a trade partner for Cease while at the same breath using some. God, I just said this. That's crazy. Speculatively speaking, the Padres can look to find a trade partner for Cease while in the same breath using some of the return help to pry Alcantara loose from Miami. Jesus, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about. They could potentially even structure it as a 3-team trade, though not necessary. They went through a similar sequence in 23-24 when trading Soto to the Yankees for a prospect package headlined by right-hander Drew Thorpe, only to turn and trade Thorpe to the White Sox a couple months later as part of a package to acquire Cease. So again, it's one of those things that I think some dominoes need to fall. But yeah, there's a few teams right there. And it's tough, man. It's tough to predict because you just don't know who's offering what. That's the problem. It's just hard. It's really hard to predict something like this. It's hard to say who's going to go where because you have no idea what packages are being offered, what players are being offered, who's, it's a fool's errand almost for me to be like, well, I think so-and-so's going here. Because people do desperate shit and so your guess is as good as mine, really. I guess I can take that down now. Astros win. I can understand why teams are willing to give up a ton for Cabrera, specifically because of the control he has. 3 years of arbitration plus a club option. Always. That's the thing nowadays. None of those owners want to get into the tax situation, one. And a great way to avoid that is to get stars, young stars with team control for several years, keep their salary suppressed. It's value. It's value. And but that's the problem. Every team is looking for that. So what you're up against, and this is what like a team like the Astros are up against, is if you have a depressed farm system, Astros have the 29th farm system in baseball. You can still move some of your best prospects. You're just making your situation worse, and you better be right, and you better hope you make a deep run. So, yeah, Captain Pope said, so don't make a move, and you're rolling with Dubon at third for the rest of the season. Yeah. Cisco. We have company, Cisco. I'm not going to start cursing and saying crazy things. I know you're out in public. You're at the store with no headphones on and you have me on speaker. I'm not going to tell people about your herpes. We have company. But, I mean, look. Yeah, the Dubon at third thing is a problem. And that could be why the Astros have acquired about somebody like a Correa, right? I think before the Brandon Lau consideration was, I think, pre-Paredes hamstring. Because it was like, man, that move made sense, You had Paredes and Pena coming back, and you could put Altuve in left field, and you had Lau at second base, and that all made sense and good to go. But now it's like, well, shit. You've got so many holes to fill. You've got a hole that's either second or left. You've got to figure out third base. You expect Myers to return at center, but I don't know. That's why that cat with the twins, what's his name? Oh no, Daddy can't talk to the TV people. Fox 26 calling. The rumors about Eugenio Suarez picked up significantly after the Paredes thing. And then I saw somebody mentioned in the chat yesterday about Nolan Arenado. I don't see how that changes. He said he didn't want to be here. He said he doesn't want to be here. How is that going to change? I think he didn't want to be here after he saw what happened to Kyle Tucker, but maybe that has changed. Maybe. So, I don't know. Again, this is all up in the air. And now I'm looking at an update on the Astros, and it says the Astros approached the Twins about the possibility. Chandler Rome and Dan Hayes of the Athletic report. Astros owner Jim Crane has remained a fan of Correa since his departure. They note, adding, Twins believe Houston is perhaps the only destination to which Correa would greenlight a trade. Nightingale adds that Correa indeed would be open to returning to Houston and playing third base there. That said, Hayes and Rome echo Passan in writing that the two sides are far apart and a deal is not at all close. It's just... let me explain something about this. That this kind of drives me crazy about this, and then we can talk about a few more moves that get made. When you see the headline, because the headline reads, Astros interested in Carlos Correa reunion. Here's the problem. Just because they say they're interested, that doesn't mean that that's a thing. Yeah, they're interested. They're probably interested in acquiring Juan Soto. They're probably interested in digging up Babe Ruth at this point. A job of a general manager is to pick up the phone and call every team and explore every possible option. So what you do is you pull up a team that is either borderline selling or definitely selling, and you call them. And the Twins are one of those teams that was in limbo. So Dana Brown calls the Twins and says, look, we've already been talking about, because that's one of the things, they have already been in discussions. The Twins have already, the Astros have already been in discussions about, what's his name? Willie Castro. They've already had discussions. And that might be your third baseman because he's a utility guy. He plays second and shortstop, but maybe he plays third. Who knows? Let me see on Baseball Reference if he's played some third base. He's not going to give you the kind of power numbers you'd hope for. He's got 10 home runs right now. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's better than Dubon, I believe. But if you've already had an open communication with the Twins about Willie Castro, if you're Dana Brown, you'd be kind of foolish not to be like, hey, man, if you guys ever considered trading Carlos, we'd be interested in taking him off your hands. We'd love to have him back. So we're interested in Carlos if you would be interested in trading him. Would you guys like to have that discussion? And if you're the Twins, you're dumb if you go, no. You don't know what they're going to offer you. I mean, shit, what if they said, we'll give you Jeremy Pena and Cam Smith for Carlos? If you're the Twins, you're like, done, take him now. He's on a plane right now. So you at least, when someone says, are you interested? You go, well, yeah, we'll talk. We'll listen. It doesn't mean we're going to, but we're going to listen to every offer. We're going to shoot down 95% of them immediately and just go, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. But then 5% of them, we maybe go to phase 2. So that doesn't mean that they got past the initial discussion other than, hey, would you guys be willing to trade Correa? Because we'd love to have him. And the Twins would be like, yeah, what would you give us? I don't know. We'd send you, shit. I mean, we wouldn't send you shit. We know you don't want Lance McCullers. So we would send you, how about Walter? So we'd send you a badass pitching prospect. So we'd send you a Walter. We'll send you, you know what I mean? And then you just start firing shit off. And I think Walter would be a good starting point. The Twins might go, oh, okay. So Brandon Walter, left-handed pitcher, great numbers, stellar year. He's on the IL, but that's okay. Interested? Keep going. Yeah, maybe we'll do something with Walter and this kid in the minors and Chaz McCormick. Yeah. No, you don't want Chaz? Oh, okay. You throw in Bryce Matthews. Well, no. So that's how those go down. And then you just go, well, we're just too far apart. I mean, it's going to take more than Brandon Walter to get Carlos Correa. But then things just don't materialize past that and it's done. But yeah, they had an initial discussion. Yes, the Astros were interested. And yeah, the Twins talked. But that's why I say it gets blown out of proportion. And I want you guys to all understand something. Again, I don't have the sources that I used to have. But I don't know how many years I've been doing this now, 2013. My 8 years at ESPN, my 4 years on TV, I've met enough people. I know enough people in this business. I've dealt with enough people in this business, especially around this time. I say it all the time. Listen, a lot of this stuff gets floated by agents, and it gets floated by opposing GMs and the GMs themselves. This is not just, I mean, like, where do you think this information comes from? You think Carlos Correa called Jeff Passan or Chandler Rome? No. You think Dana Brown necessarily did that? No, he ain't trying to tell nobody. So it could be Correa's agent. It could be the Twins GM trying to get offers or whatever. Maybe they want to get out from under Correa. I don't know. And they're just trying to drive up the price. You just don't know. So take a lot of what you hear with a grain of salt. A lot of it. Does it mean it's not going to happen? No, but just take it with a grain of salt. Astros Twitter going crazy? Probably. I don't even give a shit. Really. I can't stand Astros Twitter. So latest here, let's see. MLB trade rumors. Let me close this. Why does this look like this? This is really... CBS has such a good trade tracker. It's a shame that they have this up. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do just for the trade tracker? And then it pissed me off. I'm going to add this bitch a second time. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Big, dumb, dirty bitches. Oh, that wasn't it. Undo. There we go. Now what? Stupid ass. There we go. Now. Finally. That makes it easier to read. Yay. Okay. So this is the Yahoo Trade Tracker. So there you go. Here's some of the latest shit that's gone down. Mets acquired Tyler Rogers. We went over that. They traded for Buto, Blade Tidwell, Drew Gilbert. Reds and Pirates have made a deal. Ke'Bryan Hayes. Reds acquire Ke'Bryan Hayes. Pirates could get Sammy Stafford. I don't know who the fuck that is. Taylor Rogers. Look at the Angels. And the Jesus Christ. Why are these two teams making deals? Huh? What are they doing? But Angels and the Washington Nationals have made a deal. Angels acquire Luis Garcia and Andrew Chafin for Jake Eder and Sam Brown. Okay. Braves and the Rockies have made a deal. Tyler Kenley for Austin Smith. Yankees went out and got Austin Slater from the White Sox. All right. Yesterday, Sir Anthony Dominguez went to Toronto for Jerome Watts Brown. Let's see. None of the rest of these. Yeah, we saw the Carlos Carrasco to Atlanta for cash. There's the Detroit deal. Chris Paddock and Randy Dobnak for Enrique Jimenez. Yep. This has been pretty unsexy so far. Not a lot. There's the Josh Naylor deal. So not a ton so far. Yeah. That's it. Not a ton. But I'll let you know. Alex Villeneuve, do we need to have a talk with management about your BOT tardiness? Get him! Get him! Okay. I want to talk a little bit while we wait for more trades to go down. I want to talk a little bit about this Carlos Wilkins thing. Oh. When did this happen? What is this? Is this old? Oh, man. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, this is... Oh, I was like, what? Okay, they do it in reverse order. That's stupid. They literally have every trade, but the way they do it is in reverse. Like, number one is from long ass time ago. Because I was like, wait a minute, what? They've got a trade going back to June 15th, but it's listed first. Okay. Get over it, MLB. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this Carlos Watkins thing. If you didn't hear, my boy, so he kissed the fella on the head, and it got him let go from the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to find the story so I can read it to you exactly as is so I don't mess this up. Because I want to read you what they said. Let's see. Raiders news. Where is it? There we go. Here it is. Now, this is me reading it. I don't want you to... Raiders player offended by Carlos Watkins kiss. Or, excuse me, Christian Wilkins kiss. I keep saying Carlos Watkins. Christian Wilkins. I don't know why I'm saying Carlos Watkins. Dumbass. Christian Wilkins was released by the Raiders Thursday. Kissed a fellow player on the head. The teammates took offense to it. Sources told Adam Schefter. Incident was not the sole reason Wilkins was cut, sources said. Wilkins has been recovering from a Jones fracture, which is suffered in his left foot. Because of how Wilkins has treated his rehab, the Raiders voided the remaining $35 million of guaranteed money. He was released with the designation of terminated vested veteran. Wilkins asked the NFL Players Association to file a grievance on his behalf, and the union did so Thursday. It says last week's incident happened inside a team meeting. One source told ESPN that the interaction was quote unquote playful, but the teammate didn't see it that way. It's not known what the fellow player did following the incident. Quote, I have no comment to make. We made a decision on what we're doing and we're moving with it, Raiders coach Pete Carroll said. We'll see how that unveils itself in time about the investigation. My thing is this. There's this little twinge of like, I mean, what's the big deal? He kissed you on top of the head. That's what they said it was. He came up, kissed you on top of the head. Yeah, it's not like Tom Herman used to kiss his players. I mean, bro kissed you on top of the head. What is the big deal, man? I don't want to say it's homophobic because I don't believe that's the case, but I would be lying to you if I didn't get that feeling the first time I heard about the incident. You know what I mean? And it's not like, I mean, it's not like dude is gay.
And if he want the cat, he gotta spend it. He claim he smacked this shit. No, he didn't. Can't be running around the city like we did. Dropping salt, why you up my image? Can't let him hit it, cause he trying to tell the business. Won't suck him, can't kiss him. Can't let him hit it, cause he trying to tell the business. Won't suck him.
Well, them splits was splitting, boy. He hit them splits like a G, though, didn't he? My man hit them splits like a fucking G. Hold up. Run that back, producer Barry. Watch him check this man's oil right here. Right?
And if he want the cat, he gotta spend it.
Right there. What is we doing, man? Hold up. What is that? That is not a kiss on top of the head, first of all. That is, what is that?
He claim he smacked this shit. No,
this was right here, boy. He
can't be running around the city like we did. Dropping salt.
What the?
Up my image.
Okay.
Can't let him hit it, cause he trying to tell the business.
You can't see it, but you can see like the little he's in there getting him a handful of beans and franks. You know what I mean? Because watch Josh, watch. He's like, what the fuck you doing, man? Get out my dick. Get out my dick. You grab my dick. He grabbed my dick, man. He grabbed my dick. He grabbed my dick. I guarantee you that's what he did. He's like, I was reaching for the flag, man. I was helping you up. I was adjusting your cup, man. I do free cup adjustments on the side. You don't, what's the problem? It's a service I offer. What the fuck happened, bro? I'm just, man. This is the most impressive shit I've ever seen from a football player in my whole life, though. This right here, my boy hit that.
Can't be running around the city like we did.
Dropping salt. Why you up my end?
You know what it reminds me of? You ever watched Is He Zesty? He does some Karl Anthony Towns zestiness in him. He does, right? You could add that to he was practicing his bowling grip. Yeah, he does have some Karl Anthony Towns zestiness to him. I wish I still had that video. It reminds me, you ever watch those videos where what do they call it? When it's like the gay fashion models, they come out and they do the splits, but they'll slam themselves on the ground and be like, bam! I'm like, God damn. I don't know what that's called, but like, it's called something. Glam slam? No. I don't know what Vogue dance. I don't know what it's called, but they come out Vogue battle, but they just like slam themselves on the ground. There's a name for it, and this shit is crazy. They don't give a fuck. I wish I could find it. I think there's a term for it. Is this what it's called? Hold on. Maybe this is it. I don't know. Nope, that ain't it. I don't know what it's called, but I don't know if you've ever seen it. Let's see. Gay runway slam self on ground. My search history is gonna be a mess. Oh my God, it's gonna be a mess. Okay, that's inappropriate. Uh-oh, boot the house down. That's crazy. Wow. I'm learning all kinds of things y'all shouldn't be looking at. Death drop. A dramatic drop to the floor, often seen in ballroom culture and drag performances. Oh. The shablam. The death drop. Okay, so that's what it's called. Best of death drops. Oh, let's see. Best death drops and splits by drag race queens. I'm telling y'all, this shit gets crazy. Oh, here goes. Oh. Okay, that's too many curse words in that. I think you could hear it though. Yep, you could hear it. It's just crazy. Oh my God. Here we go. Here's a 46-second death drop compilation. I gotta watch it first. Let me mute it. Hold on. Oh my God. Yep. Oh my God. Okay. Yep, we're watching this. Jesus. No music though. No music. This is what, look. Okay, this is what it was. It was from this. Here we go. It's called Pain. Twist the dick. No, it's not. Donna said film sesh. You got it, Donna. You got it.
And now it's time for a film session.
On today's film session, let's watch some people slam their balls on the ground. Yo, this shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Okay, so while he's not the originator of it,
No, he did.
Can't be run.
Christian Wilkins, bam! That was what he did. But this is 46 seconds of death drop compilations. Watch and learn, kiddos. Watch and learn. Let me see. I gotta fix this real quick. Hold on. Booed. I'm booed up. Hold up. Hold up. Wait. All right. And sorry, I had to adjust because stupid ass. All right. Now we ready. You ready? Check this shit out. Now, you saw Christian Wilkins do it. Cat and Wilkins compilation videos. Total Dallas video up next. Damn. All right, here you go. So that was Christian Wilkins, and now this. Oh my God. How? How? Oh my God. God damn. That shit is crazy. Oh, that was just funny. I didn't know the baby would do that. Look, what the shit? Oh my God. Bro, that's crazy. Oh shit. Oh shit. Got the baby doing it. That is hilarious. Oh my God. How do they do that? Yo, that is crazy. Oh, go on ahead. Go on ahead. Go on ahead. Bam. He didn't give a shit. It is a dance move. It is a dance move. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. But good luck. Good luck topping it, because you can't. Pow. A Lincoln Tour Story when people come in the room. Oh, that's crazy, man. That shit looks like it hurts. But they also do it when they'll do the splits and shit like that. Ouch, ouch. Man, I couldn't do it. It busted my balls. Anthony had a question that I missed on YouTube about the Hall of Fame. Where'd it go? Anthony said, Barry, what are your thoughts on this one Hall of Fame voter not to vote unanimously, say to be Suzuki in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, I talked about that when the vote went down. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just I talked about that way back when. You know, I said it then, I'll say it now. Make the votes public. It's that simple. Just make the votes public. It shouldn't be private. Why are the votes private? I think that solves a lot of that bullshit. There's no reason Billy Wagner should have had to wait as long as he did. You know what I mean? No reason that Billy Wagner should have had to wait. And we should see who all these people are that are not voting for these obvious stars. So make them public. That's all I say. Make the votes public. You don't have to worry about it. And then you can just shame the people that do, or they'll, trust me, a lot of that kind of stuff will go away. You won't have to worry about that shit no more. So that's tis my 2 cents. Relation for fans might be why they are private. People are dumb. Retaliation, sorry. Bro, they're writers. They're baseball writers. It's Baseball Writers of America that vote. You're a writer. This is what's crazy, okay? Listen. Why are you protecting the baseball writers? A group of people. Now, I am not media per se anymore, doing what I do. I don't want to sit up here and pretend like what I do is the same thing as what guys like Chandler Rome or Jeff Passan or what do these other guys do. Man, I don't do the same thing that they do anymore. But what those guys do, what these writers do is it is a public facing activity. And when you do something like this, like stand-up comedy, like sports talk radio that I did, if you decide that you're going to do something in the public, you know that part of it is opening yourself up to public scrutiny, period. Like it, don't like it, that is part of the job. Being an athlete, being an actor, being a stand-up comedian, being a sports talk host, being a show host, whatever it is, you're opening yourself up for that shit, okay? Comes with the territory. So when baseball writer X writes an article that fans don't like, they go talk shit about it. Why is this any different? They spend most of their days and nights writing articles publicly ridiculing players and managers and GMs and owners, lambasting them, talking shit about them. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to protect people? Fuck them. Fuck them. They have no problem doing exposés and getting to the bottom of things and exposing the truth and putting everybody's business out there for the world to see when it comes to their sport. But all of a sudden, we're supposed to protect the sanctity of their Hall of Fame vote. Not presidential vote, not personal politics vote. We're talking fucking Hall of Fame vote. Well, excuse me, but fuck them. I don't feel sorry for them. They make a living doing something in the public. It comes with the territory. Deal with it. Fans are fans. You know what? Don't be a jackass and not vote for one of the greatest histories in the greatest hitters in the history of the sport in the world. Of the world, Craig. Exactly, Amos. Amos said, remember when Dan Le Batard sold his Hall of Fame vote because he thought the process was so ridiculous? It's stupid. They sit there so high and mighty. Well, I don't. Man, fuck you. These guys think that they are so sanctimonious with their bullshit. Well, it's just not his turn yet. Says who? You nerd. What do you know about baseball? Nerd. And then these cats, these are the same people, mind you. They done pissed me off now. These are the same people, mind you, that sit there in their little box in front of their little screens, their little typewriters, and they don't even know fuck all about the rest of the sport, okay? Some of these cats cover this shit regionally. And I'll give you a good example, folks. What have I been bitching about for the last 2 weeks when it comes to the Astros and the trade deadline? Every article you read, what do they have the Astros tied to first and foremost? Starting pitching. Starting pitching, starting pitching, starting pitching. But when you talk to the Astros GM and you look at this team and watch them on a daily basis, what does everybody in this city know what this fucking team needs more than anything? Left-handed bat, left-handed bat, left-handed bat. It's these mealy-mouthed, nerdy, squirrely sons of bitchin' baseball writers that don't know shit about baseball sitting halfway across the fucking country that don't watch this team, just writing whatever the fuck they want to write because, probably. So they just go with it. And then we give them a vote because they know better than us because they're a baseball writer. Fuck them. They don't know better than us. They don't know better than us. It's ridiculous. It's sanctimonious bullshit. These guys don't know baseball better than any of the rest of us. I promise you that. A few do, a select few, but not most of them. I guarantee you, to get into the Baseball Writers Association of America, you probably just have to have like a pocket protector and a 2-inch dick. That's the requirements. It's fucking stupid. You don't have to know shit about baseball. It's crazy. But we give them a vote, and they get to decide these guys' careers and how they end up. It's disgusting. Who the fuck would not vote for Ichiro? Who would look at Billy Wagner's numbers and decide, with all of the other closers that have made it, that he's not good enough? Did you see the numbers the other day that they put up when compared to the other closers in the Hall of Fame? How many categories he beat all of the other guys in? In like 5 of the major statistical categories for closers, he had, of all the Hall of Famers that were in the Hall, he led in 3 of the 5 categories. But it took 10 tries to get him in. Why? Because he was an Astro and nobody watched the Astros. The fuck out of here, man. Take your little 2-inch dick, put it in your pocket protector, go fuck yourself. It's ridiculous. What happened? Shit. Blacked out for a second. Did I miss anything? Man, I was out for a second. What happened to the show? I don't know what happened there for a second. I went out for a second and I came back and the show was on. We good? Everything okay? Did I miss anything? Whew. Tony, don't you even start with me, you jackass. Tony said, need John Singleton to be the everyday first baseman. That's probably some shit they would write. Mm-hmm. And there were some of them that were like, oh, man. Yeah. Ridiculous. Thank you, Mimi. Yeah! That's what I needed. Alex said, oh, yeah, you missed it. We were talking about Total Dallas being zesty. He's not zesty. You don't even know what that means if that's the case. He's not zesty. Leave him alone. Back off, sir and or ma'am. He's not zesty. He's dead zesty. Let's see. What else topics do we have? What else topics do we have? Speaking of nerds and dumbasses, let's talk about Skip Bayless for a second. Let's do that. Checking the MLB trade rumors real fast. Let's see here. Let me see here. Today's BOD is missing a few minutes like the Epstein prison tape. I saw that, man. Saw that. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to get into politics, but the hypocrisy behind the whole Epstein list, nauseating. Absolutely nauseating. Where did it go? Damn it. Mm, 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 I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, I didn't know that whole minute was missing. I thought that was interesting. Okay, here's my tweet. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, let me retweet Flipster. Thank you for the tweet, buddy. Thank you for the tweet, buddy. So, as you guys know, there was a guy that what the hell? A fan threw a dildo in the court during a WNBA game. What the fuck are we doing, guys? Why are we doing this?
Actually, from continued play.
Hey, shush. I don't want to hear the audio. That's crazy. They sure the fuck did. Big old green dildo. That's so fucked up. Okay, chat. This is not okay. This is not okay. First of all, before we get to Skip, I need to address something. Yes, Heartthrob. I am making a New Mexico run in September. Shit, I gotta go look. Things have been popping on the schedule, starting to pick up. Yeah, I'll be making a New Mexico run September 25th through the 29th. I'll be at End of the Mountain Gods, September 25th. And then I don't know what's going down on the 26th and 27th. I'll either be that I'm not sure. Like it's pending, but I'll let you know. Promise. But I would appreciate that, man. Send them my way for sure. No, Cisco. No. But yo, this is this is not okay. What are we doing? Is it in you? Oh my God, bro. Shit. That is so fucking funny, man. They threw a fucking dildo onto the court, and then somebody took a photo of it and then put, "Is it in you?" Y'all ain't shit. Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh, bro. Oh my God. But that reminded me of one of the slogans that Gatorade came up with for the WNBA, and their advertising campaign was "Let them cook." Bro, why? Gatorade. Why? You knew what you was doing. Oh no, it was "Let her cook." That's what it was. There it is. Like, what is you doing? Why? It was let her cook. Why would you do that? Well, and of course, immediately the response when this got posted was a bunch of men were like, finally, we agree on something. Like, who approved this, Gatorade? Who approved this? Who approved this? Who sat down and went, yep, that's a good one for women in sports. Let her cook. If you don't know, it's an expression of, man, they're cooking. Chef Curry with the pot, right? Like, oh, man, he's cooking. He's hot. Yeah. But no, not in this case. Don't use that. No. Sometimes you gotta choose your words. Words matter sometimes. Not let her cook. Please no. Please no. Also, is it in you? Fucking great. All right, let's talk about this fucking Skip Bayless. No, get up! Shit. Let's talk about Skip Bayless being a fucking idiot. Don't forget, we're gonna do a private hour. Today is what's today? Wednesday. What do I have tomorrow? What do I have tomorrow? Let me see. May have to do it tomorrow. Today. Oh no, I got a show tomorrow. We're gonna do it today. I'm gonna do a private hour today. We may do the Happy Gilmore talk during the private hour. So shut up, Daddy's working. If you didn't see this, Skip Bayless is a dumb animal. He's a dumb human being. And I don't know that the problem is he doesn't care. Because let her cook is actually a quote from a Glorilla song. Yeah, but they say it in sports too, like, let me cook. Like, let him, I mean, it's just let me cook. Like, oh shit, let me eat, let me cook, let me, like, I don't know. Okay. Just not a good, where the fuck it came from. The point is the point. Not smart. Not for a national campaign. It'd be like, oh man, let her clean up the floor. Like, it'd be like, you know how they say, like, oh man, she's mopping the floor with them dudes. Let her mop. What the fuck, man? Just no. Bad. All right. Speaking of bad, Skip Bayless. Hey, boy, Daddy's working. Shut up. Skip Bayless is a fucking idiot. I know you didn't need me to tell you that, but he is. Straight up a fucking idiot. And I can prove it. I got the proof. Old Skip here. Well, he done fucked up again. This is Skip's tweet about the shooter that went into the high-rise building that the NFL was in and shot some people. Apparently, this shooter got on like the wrong elevator. He was meaning to go to the NFL offices, and I guess didn't make it there. I guess apparently, and I didn't read the full story. I don't know. But apparently he didn't go to the right place. He ended up going to the wrong floor or the wrong whatever, and ended up shooting a bunch of innocent people. Everybody was innocent, but the people that he was targeting were the wrong. He ended up shooting the people. Not shooting the people he was targeting, or something like that. Let her bake. That's funny. So, this was what Skip Bayless had to say about that. Thank God the New York City shooter apparently took the wrong bank of elevators and didn't make it to the NFL floors. He reportedly, bizarrely, blamed the NFL for what he believed to be his CTE suffered from playing high school football. Do you know how fucking asinine this is? I mean, do you understand how stupid this is? Thank God the New York City shooter apparently took the wrong bank of elevators and didn't make it to the NFL floors. Translation, thank God he shot a bunch of people that were not involved in sports. The fuck are you talking about, bro? Thank God what? There's no thank God in this situation, you dumbass. There's no thank God. Thank God more people didn't lose their life. That's it. Full stop. End of story. End of sentence. Shut the fuck up. He's such a dumbass. He's such a moron. It's like, who let you send that? Do you not have a team of people sitting over your shoulder? I don't know. Delete that. Do not send that, idiot.
Heck yeah!
Do not send that. Stupid ass. Yo, got the pow! Sir! Thank you for the gifted sub to the Heartthrob Rob. Much love to you. Yeah, Nate said he does this to stay relevant. Stop talking about him. No, I'm not going to excuse poor, tasteless behavior because he does it to stay relevant. This is not what staying relevant is, man. This is disgusting human behavior. This isn't even clickbait. This is just ignorance. I really don't think he knows how he fucked up until people were like, "Are you serious, dumbass?" And then he probably was like, "Oh, yeah." Like he's just that oblivious to how insensitive and stupid he is. I don't really think he gets it. I really don't. No, I don't believe that. You just fell into his trap. That's what he wants. There's no way you can convince me that Skip Bayless is that smart. There's no fucking way. No way. There's no way you can convince me that Skip Bayless is like, well, no such thing as bad publicity, so I'm going to make a tweet that says, thank God innocent people died, with a job on a major network where a tweet like that could get him fired like that. There's no way you can convince me of that. A tweet like that, if sent on purpose, executives could walk in and go, you're done, bro. Get the fuck out. What are you doing, you senile old son of a bitch? Get out. You're a fucking idiot and a detriment to this network. Be gone. It's one thing to be inflammatory. It's one thing to be divisive. I am using all of my big words today. You guys should be thoroughly impressed, by the way. It's one thing to be all of those words. It's just another thing to be an insensitive prick. So I don't think that this is the case of Skip Bayless, he is doing this for the no such thing as bad publicity. No such thing as bad publicity would be him getting on Twitter and being like, hey guys, Christian Wilkins is gay. Why else do you kiss a man on top of the head? Did you see the video of him doing the splits and checking people's oil? And who cares if he is? Get over it. But yeah, obviously he's gay. I mean, that's the kind of shit where it's like, whoa, what? You can't just make that assumption. Like, those are those divisive, holy shit, here comes a shitstorm type of tweets that Skip would calculate and do and be like, well, I mean, I was just basing it off of video evidence and this and that, and sources inside the locker room tell me da-da-da-da-da. This is just pure fucking ignorance. Stupidity. Dipshitness. Okay. Now I was just doing good with the vocabulary and that went out the goddamn window. Alex says, does Skip have CTE? If CTE stands for can't think evenly, I guess. I don't know. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah. Hardtop said, if you had said that at 97.5, you'd have been dragged out in the parking lot and stoned to death by the bosses. I'd have been fired like that, bro. Are you kidding me? If I'd have tweeted something like that when I was back at ESPN 97.5, I would have made it through the day. There's no way. Well, he's self-employed now, so the most that can happen is him losing a few followers. Does he not work at Fox anymore? No. Well, that explains some of it. Oh, he is on Spotify. 4 episodes. Oh, Jesus. This guy's a fucking clown. See, now I won't put up this stuff like, where is he at? Maybe not what you want to hear, but need to hear is his bio. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. I'm so sick of X telling me I need to get verified. Jesus Christ. No, Nate, that's Nate, you have to understand something. Nate is adamant that he got you riled up, Barry. That's what he's after. You have to understand something, Nate. You have a show like this or any other show, really. When you're talking to a microphone, if you give opinions and, you do something like this for a living, I feel like you kind of have a duty to call people on their bullshit. And whether you think that he's doing that for the publicity or not, that was seen by millions of people. And it's not one of those things where you just let somebody slide on things like that because oh, well, he's not going to get me. So the whole world just shuts up and lets him do those things. That's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. Now, you can call him out at the same time and be like, look, this is probably a publicity stunt by this fuckstick. But at the same time, you also can't tweet those things. You also can't do that, whether it's a publicity stunt, senility, fucking dumbassery, ignorance. It doesn't matter the reason. You can't hit send on that tweet. I don't give a fuck why you did it. You're a fucking idiot for doing it. Whether it was an attention grab or just sheer stupidity. The reason doesn't matter. The fact that you did it does. And if you expect people to just sit by and not call him out so that he doesn't get 6 million views and only gets 2, you're fucking crazy. He deserves to be called out. He deserves to have shit talked about him. And the more people that there needs to be more people made aware that Skip Bayless is a trash human being. Because maybe not everybody knows that. Maybe, just maybe, some people still like Skip. Maybe they only remember Skip from back when he was wearing his little suits and his Jordans and he was the flashy old guy that wore fancy threads and yelled at Stephen A. And that was the last time they saw him. And he's all right in my book. Whatever happened to that fella? Well, he's fucking fell off and lost it. And he's saying outlandish and mean shit. Either to get attention or because he doesn't know better. But whatever the fuck the reason is, people need to call him on his shit. And as long as I have a microphone, I don't give a fuck why he did it. I'm going to call him on his shit. This is what I'm going to do. Now, is it going to make a difference in the world? Probably not. I mean, my shows, at the end of the day, these shows get 300 views or something like that total. Somewhere around there, all told on all platforms and stuff. It's not moving the needle when you consider how many people exist in this world. But the people that enjoy the show enjoy the entertainment. And sure, maybe if I did a better job on social media, those numbers would go up. I know they would. But I'm not going to not do it. I'm just not going to not do it. So, because you can say I'm foolish and falling into the trap, but as long as people out there act like assholes, I'm going to call them on it. Always. Fuck them. Okay. It's 5:03. But I understand your point, but it doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be called out. Fox fired everyone but Colin. Oh, no shit. I didn't realize that. So real quick, let's talk about what Captain Pope wanted to talk about. LOL, I also see that 3 days ago, Skip concurred with the president and wants the Commanders to go back to the Redskins. And, again, now that type of thing, if he's tweeting that out and be like, yeah, I agree. That's that flamboyant shit for clicks. You know what I mean? He probably doesn't care either way. He's just like, well, this will get me attention. That's an attention grab. But it's like, Flip said, B, if he was that dumb, he would have gotten his ass whooped already. Look, man, I know you want to believe that, but here's the problem, Flip. If people stop fighting after the age of 30, like nobody fights anymore. It don't work like that. Like, we all talk a good game. It's just not. I mean, every once in a while, Will Smith like might jump up and slap the shit out of somebody, but for the most part, man, people ain't actually doing no fighting. It's just a lot of verbal sparring. Oh. Love you, Nate. I love when we disagree, bro. Don't be mad. I do like when we disagree. I like you when you call me on my shit. I do. I appreciate it. I like when y'all make me defend my stance. I meant a young guy would beat him. It's just not. I don't know, Flip. People just don't go around beating up celebrities like that. It just. I can't remember the last time a sports figure beat up a reporter or a media member. I'm trying to remember. Was it fucking Jim Everett and Jim Rome? Or that wrestler dude that slapped the shit out of, was it John Stossel? No, it wasn't John Stossel. Who was that wrestler dude that he was like, it's fake? He was like, bitch, was that fake? Who was that? Slapped the shit out of him, man. He slapped that some bitch back to media school. Oh, but it don't happen much. Occasionally you'll get, some jostling, but Geraldo got his nose broke in a fracas. But that was just, unintentional. I'm talking about people that are like, I saw what you wrote about me, bitch. I'm coming to your house or some shit like that. I agree 1,000% on that, Captain Pope. A lot of these political pundits and politicians would get their ass beat well before a sports media guy just saying some flamboyant shit about an athlete. Bro, if DJ Academics has gone damn near his whole career without getting his ass whooped, look it up, white folks. If DJ Academics has gone this long without getting his ass whooped, there's no way Skip Bayless ain't got his ass whooped. Oh. Geraldo was the one slapped. No, somebody threw a chair at Geraldo. Broke his nose. Did he get slapped too? David Schultz was the wrestler. Oh. Oh, yeah. Josh Ennis came close a couple times. But, yeah, that was Seth Payne almost whooped his ass at Radio Row. He almost caught these hands, too. Patrick Creighton and that white rapper. No, that's just shouting matches. That ain't fights. Trust me. All these motherfuckers you naming are so out of shape, Captain Pope. Trust me. None of these cats is fighting. And if they did, no punches are landing, and it all is going to last about 30 seconds or less. Period. None of these cats got the gas tank to fight. It ain't happening. All right, let's do a private hour. Let's do that. Let's get the fuck out. Private hour. We're going to talk some Happy Gilmore. I'm going to give y'all my thoughts. I watched it. I'm going to give you my thoughts on Happy Gilmore. Flip said 30 seconds, give me the under. Facts. My wife was like, you're so hot-headed. I'm always worried about you getting in a fight in traffic. I'm like, you ain't got shit to worry about. I ain't got shit in the tank to be fighting. You want to rate Grace? I got you, pimp. I got you. Let's see, Grace with him. Yes, Donna, we're doing a private hour. Gonna talk Happy Gilmore. Since we didn't get to it on the show because MLB trade rumors, we had some guests popping in, some new faces, some fresh faces, and that consumed some extra time, and then we got off track on a bunch of sports tomfoolery. So yeah, I got an AMAAA for the private hour. Bring it, pimp. Bring it, Rob. So yeah, let's do our private hour. Let's get into it a little bit. Let's mix it up. For those of you that aren't Patreon members, we do a private hour. We're supposed to do a private hour once a week, just for our Patreon members. It's an extra hour of a show. We just hang out and kick it and talk shit and have some fun. It's an extension of the show. It's same look, same vibe, same feel. Love you, Uriel. Thanks for being here, buddy. Streak continues. It's the same thing. It's just a little extra. It's to say thank you for continuing to support the show and to continuing to support me. So, we're going to do that because tomorrow I can't. I got a show at the Houston Improv tomorrow, opening up for my girl Lotto Marie. So I won't be able to make it. Or I won't be able to do it. So we're going to do it today. Get it in for the week. Let's do it. All right. Fun show. Hopefully by this time tomorrow, the Astros have made a trade and all is right in the world. In the meantime, until I see you in the private hour. Hey, Joe Pro, you the man, sir. Thank you. So until I see you in the private hour or until I see you tomorrow, do me 3 favors. Be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. All right, stick around for the raid. I love you guys. I'll see y'all coming up shortly. This is Grace with them that we're supposed to raid. She's got some interesting pants on, that's for sure. Stick around for that. All right, we got 13 in the raid. We can do better than that. Come on, go raid, go say hi, and then see me in the private hour after you see her private hours. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Love you, everybody. Bye. Here we go, raid time.
He's making a YouTube video.
Spider-Man is definitely, Tobey Maguire is the best.